Do you want to use 3D animated characters and you don't know about how to do animations and you don't know how to create a 3D character? Well, then you're at the right video, because in this video you are going to learn how to just download that stuff and download the stuff from a website that does it in a super amazing and easy to use way. So you're going to see how to use Mixamo in order to download 3D assets, 3D characters with 3D character animations which are perfectly suited for those characters. So a bunch of different animations that you can use for your own game: boxing, dancing, jumping, all of the good stuff, everything that you will need for your games. So if you ever want to use 3D characters in your game, now you're at the right video. So let's dive right into it. Alright, so in order to get a free 3D character with animations, you just go to mixamo.com and then you can sign up for free or log in if you have an account already. Once you are logged in, you are maybe at the animations page, maybe at the characters page. What we're going to start with, however, is the characters page. So here you can simply select a character that you want to use. As you can see, there are a bunch of characters available here on the left hand side. And the cool thing is you can find very good characters for your games. They look pretty cool and at the same time they're very detailed. And by the way, this is Unity Monday, so if you're interested in Unity, definitely check out our content every Monday. And if you're interested in any of the other topics you can see here, of course check out those videos as well. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So once you are on the characters page, you can select one of the characters available here. And you can see there are a bunch. So 48 per page, 96 per page. Well, there are a bunch of characters you can select. And each time that you change the character, it says that you have something saved there. So if you want to make sure that nothing is lost, then you can abort that, but otherwise you can swap between the characters and look around what they have. And I'm going to use Remy here, so I'm just gonna say don't warn me again, and this Remy character is the one that we are going to use in our project. As you can see, Remy is in T-pose and we can check Remy out from different angles. And we can of course also download the character. So let's go ahead and download it. And here you can see we can choose different poses, original pose or T-pose. I'm just going to use the T-pose. And regarding the format, you can see you can select FBX or FBX for Unity. And we're going to use the FBX for Unity one because it's optimized for usage in Unity, and that's exactly what we need. So let's go ahead and download that. And by the way, the Autodesk FBX file format is a popular 3D data interchange format utilized between 3D editors and game engines. It was originally created as the native file format for Kaidar's Filmbox motion capture tool, and this FBX format name and extension is derived from the application named Filmbox. So in case you were wondering. And the T-pose is also known as bind pose, and it's a default pose for a 3D model skeleton before it's animated. So we don't have any animations yet, we're going to add them later on. So that's the format that we get. All right, now we need to go to Unity. Once you are in Unity, you import the file, in this case our 3D model, and then you can drag it into the game. So now you see we have Remy in there. Now, unfortunately, there is no material for this 3D character. As you can see, it's all in gray. And in order to change that, we need to open Remy. So you can click on Remy in case it's not open. So this asset is not open, you will need to click open, not this one here, but it's going to look similar to here. Even though if I click on open here, it opens up the 3D viewer of Microsoft in my case, because that's what I have installed. Okay, so once you're at Remy and you are at this screen, you can go to Materials, then click on Extract Textures. Here I'm going to create a new folder called Character Textures, and that's going to be the folder in which I want to extract those textures. This will then take a little while, and then in case you get this window here, you just click Fix Now. As you can see, now our character has all of the textures. If you go to the characters folder here, character textures folder, you can find all of the different textures that were extracted. And now if you zoom in, you will see that the character has everything that you need, but we can see the eyeballs directly and we can see a lot more than we would like to. So now let's go again to the character and click on extract materials. Now I'm going to create a new folder, character materials, and that's the folder that I'm going to select. This will then take a little while again. After that, our character still looks the same. Well, it has to do with our body mat rendering mode being transparent. So what you can do is you can go to your character materials and to your body mat, and then you can change it from transparent to opaque. And once you do that, you can see now our character is looking more like a human being. Quick pause. In this video, you'll learn something about C#. And if you want to learn everything there is to know that you need for the fundamentals and to become a real C# developer, then definitely check out my C# masterclass, in which you're going to learn all of the things you need to know about C#. So you're going to learn how to do the basics, how to use object-oriented programming, how to use WPF in order to create your own user interfaces, how to use databases, how to use Link, how to create your own games using Unity, and a lot more. So if you want to become a real C# developer, definitely check out the link in the description below. Now you should do the same thing with the other materials if you want all of them to be opaque, which is what I want. And this is potentially not necessary depending on the version of Unity that you're using. In my case, I needed to do that, but afterwards you can see our Remy is this beautiful little character with the T-pose. While that by itself is already pretty cool, but what I like to have is a little bit of animation. And in order to get animations, you go back to Mixamo, you go to animations, and then you can select the different animations that you want to have. So you can see samba dancing is there, female version, male version, even capoeira. So pretty cool stuff. And you can take whatever you want for your specific game. For example, if you want to have a boxing animation, well, that's the one that we should go with. So just click on it and you can see that's the animation that will run. So here you can also see the 65 frames that this animation consists of, and that's how it's going to look with our character Remy. As you can see, you can even play around with the values here. So the boxing arm height is increased now or changed now, and we can play with it. And the target as well, the distance that the character should go, and so forth. So you can see a bunch of options that you have here for your animation. If you want to play around with the position you're at, you can just click into it, and as you can see, you can look at the character from different angles. You can even look at the skeleton view. So this is basically the skeleton view that is underneath it. All right, at that point, let's go ahead and download this as well. As you can see, you can select the format here. FBX for Unity is great. Then we don't need the skin anymore. We have it already. You can download the different frames per second versions. I want to have the one with 60 frames per second. And we're going to leave the keyframe reduction at none. So this is basically if you want to apply any animation optimization techniques or not. Uniform, non-uniform, we're just going to keep none. And let's download that animation. Now this file will be called Remy at boxing.fbx, and that's exactly what we're going to store in the same folder. Back in Unity, now I'm going to drag that into my project as well. As you can see, now we have the animation in here as well for our Mixamo character. At this point, it makes sense to have a new folder to keep things tidy. So I'm going to create a new folder here called Mixamo Remy. And I'm going to drag all of the other folders that have to do with Remy into this folder. Inside of that same folder, I'm going to create a new Animator Controller. And I'm going to call this one Animator Controller. Now let's get rid of this Remy character here and drag this one back in. what you can do is you can now drag this animator to your Remy character. So I'm just gonna drag it in here, and you can see we have the animator component directly here. Next, we need to drag an avatar to this animator, but there is no avatar. So how can we change that? Well, we can create our own avatar of this character. Therefore, let's go to Remy and go to Rig. And then here under No Avatar, we can say create from this model. So I'm just gonna click that. And as you can see, now I have this root node which came up. I can now select Mixamo Hibs. Once you've done that, you can apply. This will then take a little while again. Once that is done, you can open up Remy, and you can see you have a Remy avatar here as well. Now you can go back to your Remy in the scene, and you can add an avatar to the animator. So let's drag that avatar in there. If you look at it, you can see that we only have any state, entry, and exit. Now I want to execute the boxing animation. So I'm just going to drag the boxing animation in here, and it's just gonna go from entry to boxing state directly. Now let's run it and see how this is going, and see if our character is actually doing the boxing. And there we are, our character is boxing. And in our case, he only boxed once. Okay, let's run this again with a slightly different appearance here, or a layout, and we will see that the boxing animation is executed. All right, and that's it. Now you know how you can get a 3D character from Mixamo and how to import it into your game, and even add animations to the character directly from Mixamo. All right, so now you know how to use Mixamo in order to download 3D characters and use those and use their animations. You can just download them, and that's how it is. You don't have to build everything by yourself. And that's the time we live in, right? Everything is there. You just need to take it. Of course, you always have to be careful with usage rights and not steal anything or something like that. Just be sure. And yeah, thank you very much for being with me in this video. I'd say let's check out the next video. You can find it here or here. And also don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, because I'm going to publish a bunch more cool content throughout the next weeks and months and hopefully years.